So welcome to Tracey Bauer. She is a marketing and sales manager, and she lives in California, specifically in the San Francisco Bay Area, which most people I'm sure will know where that is. Before I hand over to her, Tracey has recommended that you watch Sam Knox's video on social media because it's a good comparison of the current and upcoming opportunities, and compares the media channels, and then you can see which one might be suitable for any marketing initiative you may have in promoting your game, either for yourself or for your club. So over to you, Tracey.
Well, thank you guys. So I'd like this to be a pretty interactive. So the very first thing is I'm going to take 20 seconds. Can you guys all in the chat let me know if you've used AI this year? And in specific, I want to know if you've used ChatGPT. If you have used it, how are you using it? And if you're not using it, why are you not using it? So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time. And while you're doing that, I'm going to thank, of course, Shireen and Sam for putting this all together for everybody. I've gotten to listen to some of them. I actually set my alarm at 2 a.m. this morning and listened to you live, Sam. So, and then I went back to bed. So, okay. So I'm really hoping that this presentation is going to open everybody's eyes to what AI can do for us, and also what digital marketing, social media, and what that can mean to the bridge world. Okay. So a little bit about me. I work for a global company. I work in the eyewear industry. I've worked on some of the biggest brand names in the world. I think most of you probably have heard about Ray-Ban. For the last 13 years, I've worked on the Chanel brand. Social media is something that I actually speak with small business owners and their digital footprint, and how to attract consumers. So this is actually part of something I do. Customer journey is a big thing that I do with a lot of small businesses. I'm an account manager, and I work with our marketing teams as well. So I have been, in the last few years, working on how can I use my skill set to help the bridge world. So today we're going to explore the challenges and the solutions in marketing bridge in the digital age. So as you guys all know, to the left should be where our marketing was. So this is a picture of a bunch of stuff from the 60s, Charles Gorin. And here's where our marketing should be, which everybody is online nowadays. I bet you, if you know somebody that are in their 90s, my grandmother just passed away last year, who was in her mid-90s, and she had an iPad, a laptop, and an iPhone. So, and she was on them constantly. And that is where people are nowadays. Most of the big brands, spend all of their ad budget, the good majority of it, for digital marketing. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit. And I did a little research too, about things, and we have so many opportunities. I hear over and over and over again, there's no young people playing our game. There's not enough young people. But I have to tell you, in the digital landscape, we're not very visible right now. And there are so many simple fixes that we're going to be able to do to make some difference. Today, this is an overview of digital marketing. It is big. There's a lot to it. AI is definitely making it simpler. I'm going to focus on two things today. I'm going to focus on AI and social media and SEO. I am not going to go through the social media platforms today. I want you to do Sam Knox. After kind of putting this together on the request from Shireen and Samantha over the last 2 months, I think I'm going to do a webinar for all of you guys and the NBOs. And you'll hear at the end of this presentation, I'm going to offer to help out both Sam and Shireen when we're done with this. So there is so much digital information around us every day. How do we make a difference and be heard in all that noise? So long tail marketing is a concept that you target small specific groups instead of aiming for broad general audiences. So this is actually a great concept for the bridge world because we are a niche product, right? And if we start to tailor our marketing, and digital marketing makes it easier than ever, AI is making it even easier to do this, we can go after our subgroups. So think of targeted content individualized for strategy gamers, math clubs, corporate wellness programs, retirees, community centers, cruise ships. Those are just a few of the niches where Bridge can truly shine. By focusing on these niches, we can reach potential players more effectively and build more engaged and dedicated people that are coming to learn Bridge, right? So artificial intelligence isn't just a buzzword. It's a tool that I personally use every single day. I have had ChatGPT as my best friend since March, and I seriously use it a lot. It helps me throughout my whole marketing journey. And whoops, sorry about that. AI comes to the rescue in ideation, content creation, video editing. It helps me cut through hours of footage to deliver impactful videos, graphics, and texts from multiple platforms. I had an amazing conversation with some tech people that have been doing some obscene prompting that I cannot wait to share with Sam and her project about trying to bring Bridge in schools, because we went down that rabbit hole yesterday and had some tech people going down that with me. So we'll share that a little offline. But before we can create any type of marketing content, the first thing that you should be doing is creating your consumer personas, or what we call as a customer avatar. And in an ideal situation, the major brands are doing 20 to 40 of these. And then they're creating the content specifically for these people. And AI and ChatGPT makes it super simple to do nowadays. And then this webinar that I'm going to put together for all of you, I will help you understand how to do this. So what is a customer avatar? It's a detailed profile of a specific customer niche. An avatar captures their interest, their challenges, their goals, and even their fears. So do you guys, I don't know, if you're out on the web nowadays and you see content, if you're in social media, if you're doing things, you feel sometimes like the brand really knows you. And that's because they've targeted you. They know you, and they are creating content that will resonate with you. And this is the thing, is if we start to harness this for our game, we could start to grow again. Because that's the thing, is we don't have to be something for everybody. We just need to find our market. So once we have these avatars, every content we create, every platform that we choose, and every strategy we implement becomes laser focused. We're no longer just shooting it in the dark. We have a clear target. Now that we know who we're speaking to, let's go take a look at how to make that message resonate. So I have been doing lots of projects throughout the Bridge world. I'm going to showcase a couple of those. I'm also going to show some other people's projects or things that they've done. But the ACBL Educational Foundation, we had Robert Todd and Michael Berkowitz earlier. I have helped them raise money for junior programs for the age group of 17 to 31-year-old. So I reached out to some of the people in that age group to help me create some social media little short films. And this is a thing, is little tiny films are things that people love to consume. It's super easy, but you need to do them right. And I'm going to showcase the one over to the left. This is a silly, tiny little 10-second film that we did, and I used AI with it. So I had my customer avatars that I had already created. So people that will give to philanthropy, that are bridge players. I had 3 different avatars for this project that I was working on that I had created. And then I reached out to Zach Grosak, and he was driving between Boston down to Pennsylvania, going to a bridge tournament with Finn Kolesnik and Harrison Luba. And I was like, guys, will you play along with me? Can I give you some scripts? Can I ask you to take your iPhone and just do some fun little things for me? So as they're driving, we're chatting on the phone, and I am inputting their personalities. We had super fun. So they're riffing on each other about each of their personalities, and I am inputting all of this into ChatGPT. So I'm like, Finn is all like this, the good stuff, the bad stuff. Harrison's like this, the good stuff, the bad stuff. Zach's like this, the good stuff, the bad stuff, right? Put it all in. Then I asked it to create 5 scripts for social media stuff, for working out at gym in the morning before a bridge tournament, for hanging out at the bar afterwards. I then had to tell ChatGPT to these guys, do not drink beer, redo it with Coke, Coca-Cola, that is. But I had different scenarios, them hanging out in their hotel room, and it ran through a bunch of these scripts. So I did the same thing over here for Amber. At the very end of this, you're going to have a way to use your camera on your phone. So everybody get their phone ready. When I finish this, there's going to be a QR code. It is going to hook you to all of my social media channels. You're going to be able to go and watch these videos and see some of this afterwards. And you're going to want to hook to me, because that's going to how you're going to get to the webinar later on. Whoops. Okay. So video ads, here's another example. I don't have time to show you the full video, so I took 4 little screenshots. I used Midjourney to create the image to the left. So Midjourney is something hooked to Discord that creates images. It is horrible at bridge, and then one of the biggest reasons it's horrible at bridge is we have very little digital presence out on the great big wide web. And we can change that over the next decade. And I'm really hoping I have a call to action here. I had a friend of mine that just had baby goats, and she was showing me this cute little goats running around. And I was like, can I have that video? So I took that video and I used this program, and you'll see that there's a watermark up there from Wisecut. It was free. I now use a better video programming called Descript, but Wisecut was great and easy, something you guys can all do. It'll help you add your captions. I was using InShot for the captions on this, I think, but I was able to splice together that picture, this little video, put together some pictures of Bob Hammond at the end. InShot is another thing for captions when you're doing social media stuff. All of this stuff uses AI, and then I was posting it onto socials. So I am going to call out Margie Cole. This was awesome. And the biggest thing I want you to see on the left-hand side, I think there was about 100 different bridge players that were in here. She had different people that sang to Staying Alive, I think it was. It was organically shown 43,000 times. So this is the other call to action I'm going to ask every single person when we get done today. The next time you see another bridge player post anything about bridge, I want you to like it, comment on it, and share. And this is the reason why, if you look, there's 175 comments and 415 shares on this post. So it went to those over 40,000. The way social media works is it's forced, every time you post something, it's going to show it to your close circle of friends, the people who usually comment on your stuff. And if those people like and comment, it'll show it to some more people. And if those people like and comment, then it goes, okay, I'll show it to more people and more people and more people and more people. So we can all help each other if we start creating content, liking each other's social media, sharing it. So I'm hoping I'm getting this across. If we want to be seen as a strategy game and as a mind sport, we need to start being visible. In my webinar and stuff, I'll go more deep into hashtags, how to use that, and how to actually do most of this stuff. I don't have time for that today, and there's still a lot to cover. So I want to talk about search engine optimization. So massive. And this is a huge opportunity. And Sam and Shireen, I'm going to talk about you guys in the next couple of slides. So I'm offering my services for free. I'm going to help you guys with this. But I did pull you guys up in the last 24 hours and look at you guys. The other thing is I used ChatGPT this year to do an analysis on what our digital footprint for the whole bridge world looks like, what each of the major NBOs, the big bridge organizations look like. We're going to talk about the US Bridge Federation. I know Gavin's here. Gavin's been part of this group that's been helping Jan Martell with the US Bridge Federation. Our Twitch channel used to be named Delayed Open 1 because it was being used off of BBO. In May, we changed it to the US Bridge Federation. In May, I went back into it and added some keywords in. Something that you're going to notice, you see that it says USBF, which is what we call it. We all call it USBF. We don't say United States Bridge Federation usually. We didn't say it all out like that. So if you are creating your social media channels, your websites, and you are spelling everything out, but the whole world calls you BAMSA or EBL or WBF, they will not find you. I just had the head of the USBF trying to find Aaron Silverstein 2 weeks ago, trying to find his Facebook page for the USBF. He could not find it because there is not USBF anywhere in any of their content, in their about and their descriptions. So it's not searchable that way. He had to go in and go United States Bridge Federation, and then he could find it. So these things are super important if you want to be visible. So I'm going to go now to YouTube. This is where we need to be putting our content. Everybody uses YouTube. I know most of us in this room are super comfortable with Facebook because that's our demographic. That is not the demographic of the people we want to start to reach. So, and Sam went into some of that, but my dad goes onto YouTube. My husband, who's older than me, goes onto YouTube. I use YouTube all the time. My kids, Discord and YouTube are the two things they're on all the time. They've never been on Facebook, will never be on Facebook. They barely use Instagram. They have a TikTok account. So you have to know where each of the age groups are and how they're doing media content. We're all on YouTube, and YouTube is free. But you have to do all of this right. So TED Talks does it right. So Peter Hollins is one of the best at doing this right. When you put in bridge, Peter Hollins is going to come up, right? I'm sure you guys have searched that before. He's going to come up. You can see that he's got a good about page. Gavin Wolpert. I know you're in the audience, Gavin. I told you I was going to riff on you a little bit, but guess what? When I looked this up, I hadn't subscribed to you, Gavin. I'm so sorry. I'm subscribed now, though. But great. What you see when I put his name in the search in YouTube, he was the first hit that came up. And this is what you want to be. You want to be the very first hit. The person above that is an ad. An ad doesn't count. An ad, they're paying to be there. So you want to be the very first thing that's organic. So well done, Gavin. Okay, sorry. So we're all the way down on the list. So a lot of improvements that can be made here, the about, our links, lots of things. I will help you this week. I've got extra time. I'm not traveling all around the place. So you can reach out. Same thing with RealBridge, 18th down the list. No links, no about yet. This, I'm sure, is going to get changed in the next day or two, Shireen. I know, Shireen, when we get off this, we'll be changing all of that. WBF, same thing. There's no WBF. See, the description matters so much. If you don't have WBF in that description, you can't find them. So I had to put in World Bridge. EBL, same thing. There is so much opportunity. These are super simple changes that can happen. So I want to thank everybody for their time. I will sit here and answer questions until my time is up. So if you guys can get out your cell phones, that is going to link you to me. It's going to ask you for your email, and that is only for me. It won't be used anywhere else. When I create that webinar, I will let you guys know, and then you guys can join in on that. So does everybody, let me give you a minute or two to, I guess I should probably leave the QR code up, but it is going to go up on your stuff. And I'm sure your whole about and descriptions and your links and all of that to what you guys are putting up on YouTube will work on all of that. The other thing that I wanted to say is short form videos. So all this AI, and I was mentioning AI, so Descript is one of the best. It will take long form video content. It'll break it into shorter snippets for you. You guys want to get a lot of shorts up on your YouTube channels. Super important to have that. You want long form, short form, and we want captions. Many, many people are in crowded environments. They're on a bus, they're in a group of people, they're bored, or they're socially awkward, so they're in their phone. They can't listen to it, but they're reading captions. If you have captions, people are going to listen to, actually absorb your content more. So if you haven't been doing captions, you need to start adding captions. And all this AI technology does that. So somebody says the QR code's not working. I tested it. Let me see. It's working for me.
Yeah,
it's working for you. Yep. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to get your contact information if you don't use that QR code. So if you have a modern day cell phone, it should work. So I tested all this. Okay. I'll leave this up for a little while, Shireen, if you don't want to tell me the questions, because I can't really see the chat.
Yeah, thanks, Tracey. That was great. Yeah, that's going to be quite challenging for some of us, I'm sure. What was that QR code? What does that take us to? What is that exactly?
That is a digital business card.
Okay.
So it is going to take you, this is just the bridge stuff. So I have a professional one, I have a personal one. And this is the other thing is I run, I think it's about 14 different social media accounts for businesses. I just worked on a project for a bridge organization. And in their SEO stuff, they didn't have bridge anywhere. None of their socials had bridge. Their website didn't have bridge. So I went through and helped them change all of that. I mean, these are super simple things, but you have to have the knowledge behind all of this. And this is something that I'm doing on a daily basis. So I understand that people won't have that. So,
well, we have a few questions have come in for you. Okay. So one of them was from Karen Walker, who said that she finds that when she's used ChatGPT, it makes up its own facts. So she's asking, how do you deal with this flaw in the projects that you work on?
Yeah, so it is all in the amount of data that you put in before you even start asking it questions. So remember, I've been working on this stuff since March. One of the reasons I'm not going to do this webinar for the Bridge World until November is because I really want to make sure that my bridge prompts, and I was working on some stuff yesterday with some tech guys, are really dialed down. And then I'm going to give that to you all. The more information you put in up front, the better it's going to be in the output that it's going to be able to give you and the way that you ask it. I hope that kind of helps. Once in a while, yeah, they can start to hallucinate. And if they start to hallucinate, you need to refocus it back in. But I use Chat GPT Plus, and I don't have it hallucinate on me too often. It's actually been quite good. So,
okay.
is there any other questions?
A question from Michael, who asks what the top 3 things that a local bridge class or a bridge club can do to promote their activities to youth, as well as to the community.
So promoting it to youth, again, so if you're, it would be great to already have an influencer in some way. It's going to make it easier. As you saw with the ad campaigns and stuff that I was working with, I was using some people in that age group already, but you need to start and create the platforms. You need to get on the platforms where the people are at, and where youth are at. If you're putting things on Facebook and then you're frustrated that you're not getting any youth, very few people under the age of 30 use Facebook. So knowing, having that is going to be important, and utilizing where they are.
Someone's asked if you could put the QR code back up. They want to have another go.
Yeah.
And Gavin asks, how would the AI be able to take a long talk about bridge and know what's interesting to make a small clip?
So yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, Gavin, have you used a script yet?
Yeah. No, I've never heard of it. As soon as you said that, I like wrote it down, and I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like,
no. We got to talk. We got to talk.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys do so much, right? Like they're rock stars. What him and Rob, if you guys have gotten to see his presentation that they did, even how they presented their presentation, but captions, it's going to auto do all of that for you, Gavin. So you can now go in, it'll give you, and we need transcripts too. Having the right transcripts with everything. So it's going to do your transcript. And now you go back through the transcripts and you can take out the segments that you want to take out.
Okay. So you would be the one who would be deciding what the small clip. It's not gonna, you're not saying like, give me the most interesting 15-second clips for YouTube shorts, and you'd have to do it yourself, but through,
you know, the technology is getting better and better. And yeah, so I think it, you know, the Descript thing is also new for me. So I am in a mastermind group with, you know, and they're like super intrigued on this whole Bridge World stuff that I've been talking with them for months on. So they use the Descript stuff all the time. So that is one of the best programs. I had been using Wisecut, and I'm moving over to Descript. So, but I haven't bought it yet, Gavin, personally, myself. So, and I know that that's how they clip everything from long form to short form, and it's a game changer. So, and those are some Hollywood types that are in this group. So videographers and social media people.
Thank you.
Another question is, if you're putting things out on Facebook, like you suggested, is there not a danger though that we're then just kind of preaching to the converted and sharing it all amongst our bridge friends?
No, actually, so I was supposed to go to a play last night, and as Shireen and Samantha know, I work full time. As I told you, I run like 14, 15 social media things for small businesses. You know, there's a lot going on. I do try to play bridge every once in a while. I have a lot going on in my life. So I was still working on this presentation yesterday and was talking to my girlfriend, and we gave my ticket to somebody else. And And I was telling her, and she's like, well, I feel like Bridge is everywhere. This woman is not a Bridge player, but because she's hooked to me on social media, and that's one of the things is anybody that's hooked to me on my personal social media knows I also have all of this Bridge channel stuff, because I didn't want to overwhelm just my personal life and my personal social media. So I recommend for all of you guys is to create business accounts, or somebody like Gavin. Gavin, you want to be a creator. You don't want a business account. You want a creator account. So when you're doing your Instagram, when you're doing your Facebook, you're a creator. And that's the thing is you'll see that I've changed myself because we have a lot more options for both monetization and other stuff. But most of you guys as Bridge teachers and that, you know, yeah. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it certainly sounds like most of us here need to attend your webinar. So, and many of us, I think, would like to. I think if we can arrange
this
that.
was just a tiny scratch in all this digital marketing. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And somebody that's one of the best that's doing it in Bridge right now still has a lot to learn. You know, and I think we can leapfrog ahead in the next year, but in the chat, guys, I know I just went over. Can you guys promise me that we're all going to start to like and share each other's content and help make Bridge more visible in this next year? Because really that's going to make a difference. Everybody go to everybody's YouTube channels that they're creating and subscribe to them, because you want over 100 subscribers. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time.
Tracy.